Sound, you see. Thank you very much for the host, dude. You're a German streamer, right? I think you're German. I played with you earlier. You guys don't like the leak sounds? I think leak sounds are great. I like leak sounds. I have to wait a little bit because that's how it works. Alright, so while waiting for the game to actually load, probably we're going to be talking about the matchup. So basically you have Jax versus Yorick. Yorick is super easy to gank. Jax is a little bit more difficult to gank because he got his jump and he got his stun. What Jax needs to look out for is if he wants to trade, use the stun against Yorick's ghouls. That's the main counter for it. And also keep his Q up to get away from Yorick. Then now he puts down his cage. You don't want to be stuck in that cage with the ghouls. You need to just kill the ghouls quickly. They're kind of hard to hit, but you can do it. Alright, let's look at it. So, on the Jax side, he got a Jarvan, which is pretty good at ganking. They could gank Yorick. However, Yorick could also 1v2 them potentially. They need to be a little bit careful about that if they fuck up their abilities. On the other side, we have a Nidalee, which is... she's decent at ganking, but she's going to have a hard time ganking Jax if Jax plays really well. So, I think Jax have the advantage in this matchup. First of all, Jax all have an advantage against Yorick. He have the higher kill pressure in the lane. He have... just in general, you have high killer pressure in lane. He also should be winning the game. It's a good matchup for Jax, so I would give the advantage to Jax in this game. We see Jax doing absolutely nothing level 1, which is not the best. He should be trying to do something. Yorick is currently helping the Nidalee, which is pretty good. He's doing something at least. Jax should have been scouting down here, maybe getting a ward in here, checking here, something. You know? Because if he'd been standing just here, he can see this guy. Or you got a frozen lane. There's so many opportunities, but he just decided to do absolutely nothing, which is really bad. Alright, let's see. So he's pushing slightly, that's fine. He knows that Nidalee started topside. He's most likely not going to get ganked. He could get level 2 ganked, but generally that's not so good from Nidalee to do. Nice stun because he dodged the Q. He took a little bit too much damage there to Jax, but it's fine overall. Running away from the Q from Yorick, that's good. You see both of them just playing this pretty well actually. He's level 2 now, he should jump. Or he skilled W. I think he should skill Q and jump on him instantly. Because he had the option to do that and he could have done a lot of damage here. Right now you see Jax pushing too hard in. This is really bad because here's what we know so far. Nidalee started top side, Nidalee's going to be bot side. If Nidalee was still top side, he would already have ganked the Jax. So Jax knows he's safe here. Unless Nidalee is invading the blue, he should be safe. So pushing this wave is too early. He's not doing a proper job in minion wave control here. Because right now, all the power is in Yorick's hands. Look at Yorick. Sitting safely farming his tower. Jarvan is topside. Jarvan can't gank top anymore because Jax fucked up the waves. So top is not gankable just because Jax fucked it up. Jarvan is sitting around, he's like, what the hell do I do now? Well, can't gank mid fucked up their lanes. Can't gank top fucked up his lanes, right? So Jax is not really doing a good job right now. Peter Panda, thank you very much for the Twitch spam. Alright, so he moved this. You see how difficult Jax, he should have eat there. The Q from Yorick, you always want to eat that. But you see how difficult a time he's having right now to actually farm. Even just to farm, he's having a difficult time. He lost a big minion. He lost just 2 or 3 minions now as well, beside the big minion. If you look at the farm down here, it is roughly even right now. But the thing is, Yorick have more CS to take. And also, Yorick is in such a better position at all times. Can't get ganked. And this was the lane where we wanted to kill Yorick, right? Remember, we talked about that. That's a good use of Jax stun and Q to get out of the cage, which was very, very nice. He's still winning the lane, which is great. However, the problem is he could very easily get ganked by Nidalee in this position. I really don't like him just sitting here. He needs to force in the wave and push it in all the way, or he needs to back off. That's a really bad play by Yorick, but really good by Jax. Stun to the perfect time. Yorick just messes up everything. There's no reason for him to do that. Now he needs to base. Honestly, I don't think Yorick should have... Like, obviously he shouldn't have done that. It was terrible, right? But I don't think he really wanted to base yet. He wanted to get a little bit more gold and wait a little bit longer. And then base once it's safe without losing too much and get the Nidalee ganking. Because Jax was in such a bad position the whole time. Alright. Jax gets to base. He gets his items. I would run back to lane right now because Jax is already winning super hard. He does not need to TP back. Then you have this big of a lead. What you want to aim to do is TP bottom or mid and try and kill. Also, one thing especially he could do right now, because he got fresh, he got such a massive kill in the bot lane. An option he have is to just run straight bot lane, go for gank, and TP back top. It is possible. Most people will not see it. If you lower elo, most people are definitely not going to see it. So, running bottom is an option. Running top is also an option. He should definitely save the TP though. Alright, so right now, he wants to wait here. There's a massive wave coming in. He wants to just chill, relax, wait, and farm the entire thing. You don't have to do anything scary. You don't have to fight the Yorick, because if you fight in this minion wave, you're gonna lose. Straight up, you'll just lose. Alright, he's just farm. We're gonna speed up a little bit. He sees Yorick moving down. What he should have done, he should have pinged the Yorick. That is really, really bad. He doesn't ping it. That's just lazy from Jax. Telling your team where the enemy jungler is, or the enemy top laner, if you know, is really, really good. Always keep information flowing. He's just farming. He's slow pushing. This is what he should be doing. Should be slow pushing here. This is a mistake again. He's pushing too hard. There's no reason to extra hit those minions. He doesn't get anything out of it. He does a little bit of damage to Yorick, but it wasn't necessarily great. And the problem now is that the wave is all the way up here. There's no point in doing that. Okay, he took a little bit of extra damage on the minions as well because he positioned himself badly. It's not a big deal, but he took a cannon shot, which is quite a decent amount. He's gonna push this into the tower, I assume. He needs to push as fast as possible, which he's doing pretty well. So he's doing a good job there. Keep pushing. I don't know, just like that, that's fine. And now he needs to roam down and get wards in something. He got 2 wards, he got a pink ward. And he only puts a ward here. This is a big mistake. Very, very crucial. You can't just go down and put 1 ward, then you have all this pressure. Look at this. He could have walked in here, put a ward down, found in the league, ganked mid. He could have done so much. And all he does is get 1 little shitty ward for himself, which honestly is not going to do that much. Nilly comes right here, bam, jumps over. He's over here. He's still overextended enough for Nilly to potentially catch him. So, it's just not enough. I don't like this. I think it's a very bad play. So he could have roamed mid. He could have been mid right now. Imagine this. Imagine he actually roamed into enemy jungle. He's around mid. These 3 guys are extremely low. Okay, this guy's full, but this guy's really low. This guy is low on mana. You just use all these abilities. Jax comes in. That should be kills for them. The Nilly is definitely dead if Jax had been here, right? So there's so many options he had there. He would have a ward on the enemy red buff. He could have done so many things, and instead he just decided to do nothing. What's a good place for a D board next to red? So a good place for D board, there's a lot of them, right? So due to the timing, the red buff is obviously a very good place. I will just trade there. He did it. He did fine. It was good. Alright, so let's go back to the placements because nothing should happen here. Yorick's pushing. He should be playing passive. That's what should happen, so I don't assume anything will happen. Alright. The D boards. One here is really good if the red is spawning within the ward's timing. If it's not spawning within the ward's timing, it doesn't do anything. Then you might as well place it down here or place it here. Or you could also place here. Like a pink here would have been perfect, and then a ward here or here. This ward will also scout the red buff, so it gives vision for both, right? You can also put a ward here with scouts for the entrance here. Like you see the creeps going, you see him if you're coming top to gank. And you'll see him going this path. It scouts a lot right here. It's actually also very good. Alright, so as we said earlier, nothing's gonna happen. Yorick tried to push in. Jax is farming. Jax is gonna push this out, and then he's going to base now. That's why we could talk about the ward situation. Nilly's in top side jungle, but it shouldn't matter. Jax should base right after this wave. He should not greed for second one. It's not the best wave play. It's not the best wave placement, but it is what he got. What he can look for now is TP right here. There's a ward right here if he's really quick. It's timing out. Never mind, it's timed out. That was a really good ward. TP there, bam, dead and dead. That's a double kill. Would have been great. He didn't have time for it, so nothing you do, but it would have been good. If bot lane had been more healthy right now, imagine this, right? Bot lane full health, these guys full health, or like 50%, whatever. Then I would walk straight down bottom and look for gank, because he still have his TP and TP back top. Because bot lane had to base, he obviously can't do that. There's no point going bottom. So he just needs to go back top, sadly. But I think right now would have been a really good opportunity for Jax to roam down bottom. Okay, let's look at his items. So he goes for a Fate and 2 daggers. He doesn't go for boots. I think it's fine. He doesn't really need boots against the Yorick. I think it's completely fine. Some people would want to go for the early needed tabbies, but they're not necessary, so this is all good. Alright, let's see. He goes back to lane. Puts down 1 ward here. I don't really like that ward necessarily. It doesn't do much. I would have put it further down first of all, or I would put it in here. But regardless, he got a ward. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. He doesn't even need to place that ward, to be honest. He could also just wait with it and place it later. I just don't like it at all. It doesn't benefit him much, right? Because at the end of the day, is Nilly really going to gank him here? Within those time, it's going to time out. Probably not. Let's have fight bottom. He should be looking at that. It's actually a really big fight bottom. I didn't see it. I actually missed it. He should definitely have been TPing. Let's go back and see what's happening here. Please don't crash replay. Okay, it didn't crash. Sweet. Alright, so I actually missed that. So there's a fight bottom. He shouldn't TP yet. He should be looking to TP now. He should TP right now, I think. Two people are dead, but Yorick shouldn't be able to stop him. He should be able to just TP down. He will lose a lot top, but there's a lot of kill potential down here. He should definitely go for it. Especially considering how much works in that. But as a top laner, it's difficult to see these situations. As you see, I even missed now watching the replay, right? And also it's difficult because you really need to get at least 1 or 2 kills to make it worth it, because there's so many CS top. He chose the safe option. I don't think it's necessarily terrible. I think it's fine. Mostly that's his team messing up and playing badly, so I don't think it's necessarily bad. I do think he should have TP'd though. But I understand both situations. He jumps on the enemy guy. He used to stun early. This is really, really bad. This is exactly what we talked about. Remember when the start of the game, we talked about do not ever do that. You can't use your stun early. You can't just jump randomly because you're going to get smacked. And Jax just got absolutely destroyed by making one bad decision trade, right? It's static. It's always going to be the same. You always trade the same way. Yorick is greeting like an animal and Yorick dies now. But that doesn't really have anything to do with the trade, right? Because Yorick's being an idiot. That's fine, but Jax was an idiot to begin with. Yorick's just a greedy idiot afterwards. If Yorick had played it safe, chunked down the Jax, pushed in, Jax would have to waste his TP. Yorick would have TP advantage, and this is huge, because Yorick is having the winning team. Having TP advantage in the winning team is so massive. So that was really, really bad. By both of them, to be honest. Absolutely terrible. Okay. Bot tower went down, so what should have happened? We're gonna pause for a second. See Fresh walking top, that's great. Tristana, he's inting. He should have gone top as well. There's no reason for Tristana to go bot lane. Also, they're not really that far behind anymore, so he should have gone top. Jax should go bottom. It's a shit wave for Jax, but he needs to go bottom now. Now, Jax, however, will probably go back. Nah, that's swapping. Twist your sees it late. Jax will go bottom as you're supposed to. This is great. This is what you're supposed to do. It's a shit wave. It's a shit situation for Jax. And also, Jax could get ganked very easily. He sees the Nidalee, luckily for him, which is great, you know. But the thing is that Jax should very easily get fucked here. So what he needs to do is either push in really hard and save his Q and just jump. Every time the, what's called Yorick goes near him, he just gets out of there, you know. Just get out. If you hadn't seen the Nidalee. Or the other option is to go around and get wards. But if he gets wards, it's still going to be a little dangerous and still going to be a shit situation. He pushed it in. He should roam out. He should roam out right here. Definitely clean this pink ward. He doesn't know it's there, right? But he should roam out right here because he knows nobody's going to fuck with him. He takes the safe path for no reason. He just go out straight up. He doesn't get to clean this one now, but whatever. He does what he's supposed to regardless. It's a different pathing. He goes mid. This is fine. He should definitely go mid. He should definitely gank mid. It is the safest option. It's the only option he really got. He could also look to TP top. He's probably looking at that at the same time, but nothing's going to happen there. It's impossible for him. Alright, he's going for the little guy. He's trying to be invisible. Sadly, he gets spotted by a wall, but he's trying to do it because there's a high chance that Zed would go in on the Syndra if he's not showing himself. So he did really well there. It's really good. Trying to play around with the fuck-up wall is really nice. We're going to speed up a little bit. He's going to go back to bottom after finding this Nidalee. Oh, he sees it a bit late. I think he could actually afford it a lot better, but he sees it late. It's fine. Just go back to bottom. There's no point for you being around mid anymore. There's a massive wave bottom. He's a bit late down there, but it's fine. Maybe they get a kill. Javan is around as well. Javan is coming. He's trolling a little bit, but it's fine. He should have been there earlier. The Javan, that is. How else you see? This is what we talked about earlier with the Jax, right? I told you Jax should roam and do what he did. And Yorick was in the same position. He pushed in, but this guy roams aggressively, knowing where nobody is, and just dies. There's no reason for Yorick to go in here. First of all, he can't do anything. He could put a ward. Sure, he didn't have a ward. So he can't even put a ward. He can't gank mid because there's nobody mid from the enemy team. Now there are, but they weren't there earlier. So essentially, all Yorick did was put himself in a dangerous position in here. For no reason at all. With absolutely zero possibility of a gain, right? That's what I call a straight up dumb play, because you're not trying to outplay somebody. You don't have the option to kill somebody. You're just suiciding, essentially. That's the only thing you're doing. Jax knows exactly how long he got. He got 27 seconds after Yorick spawned. He got tier 2 boost, so maybe it's like 25 seconds, 24 seconds. But regardless, he got decent amount of time before they're here. He should be able to push this in, and then he should get out. There's no reason to go for the tower. I don't like this. Nidalee could easily have been down here. If I was Nidalee, I'd probably be ganking instantly. I think they could have killed him. Honestly, they could have killed him 100%. He does get to get out because Nilly greeted for the blue buff, which is very lucky for Jax. He's basing right now. Let's see if he got Trinity Force, which is obviously the item he wants to get for. He does indeed have the Trinity Force, which is going to be great for him, I think. Yeah, he does. Sweet. Wait. Did he just sell the stopwatch? What? Okay, this is absolutely retarded. You don't sell your stopwatch for a ward, guys. He already, look at the money. 57 gold, you wait for like 5-10 seconds, you get your ward anyways. He's selling his stopwatch for that ward. You want to use the stopwatch later on for GA anyways, so, or there's a high chance you do. You don't want to just sell it like that. It's really not worth it. Especially not considering the only thing he bought was the ward that he could get anyways by waiting 5 seconds. That is absolutely terrible. That's what I call gaming, dude. You go out and waste money. Not worth it. That was very, very sad to see. However, he's going to go bottom and push this back out again, which is pretty normal. That's what he wants to do. And he would get some vision. It's cool. I don't mind this, but he needs to do it carefully because he doesn't have a single teammate. Putting a pink ward there, absolutely terrible. Very, very bad. First of all, the problem here is he does not have pressure, right? His teammate, Syndra, top side. Jarvan, top side. Tristana, fucking base, right? So you got Fresh. The enemy team, Nelly, 2 people here, Yorick. Nelly could even have been around here closer. This pink ward, very easy to clean for the enemy team. You don't want to use your pink in a situation where it's so easy to clean. You could just use a normal ward there. And also you don't gain anything from the pink because you don't need to deny vision. You don't get anything out of it. And what's gonna happen? Nilly's gonna come bottom, as everybody would expect. And Nilly's gonna clean that pink ward. I haven't even seen this, right? But I already predicted that there's a high chance of this happening. She didn't clean it because, I don't know, Nilly and Yorick could have cleaned that one. So that's just their poor play, but... yeah, it's not a good pink ward there. He's gonna go mid. Fighting, this is good. There's no reason to be bottom. Everything's perfect there. Nice one. He's gonna keep being mid now, I think, right now. There's no reason to go. He could also go. He can go both. I would go mid and try and force the tower, because at the end of the day, he got 1, 2, 3 people. Then he got 4, because he's a person as well. Then he team 2 dead. They have the Herald. Nilly is low. She can't hold anything. You get 1, 2 towers for free. He got TP to go back bottom whenever he needs to go back bottom. So him going bottom now, sure, he can go down and beat on Yorick, but he's not really getting much out of it, you know. There's no need for it. He's even standing on a wall. He's just gonna fight whatever. But yeah, they could have gone 2 towers mid 100%. Tristana's backing off too for no reason at all, going top. Like basically, this is just low level play. You see creeps, you're like, oh my god, we need the creeps. Dude, you had 2 free towers. 2 free towers. And you give up those 2 free towers for a couple of CS. It's not worth it. Just take the 2 towers. It's so much better. So much better. Okay, pushing bottom. What he needs to do, there's nothing else you can do. And then he's gonna go, hopefully he cleans this ward room. But he doesn't know it's there. And there's not really a reason for him to check it, so probably just gonna base. One thing he could have done is, how much gold does he have? 1200. He doesn't really need that Tiamat. What he could have done is start invading, get more vision. We do already have a decent amount of vision, so that's not necessary. But he could have been trying to invade and get some vision pressure out. He based for the Tiamat. Why doesn't he buy pink ward? He should have bought a pink ward. He fucked up his spacing again. Should definitely have bought a pink ward. I know he got one here, but it doesn't matter. Buy another one. Have 2. Push it down bottom. That's fine. He doesn't want to be too aggressive right now because his entire team is on the top side. He knows that. He doesn't know where the enemy team is. So he want to play a little bit safe at this point. He can push. That's fine. But he needs to always save his Qs to get out and so on. If Yorick is here, he's not finding Yorick, essentially. Now he's going to pressure. Vision. That's good. He needs to be a little careful again. If he meets people, he runs, right? He's just getting the vision out safely. I do not like this ward because he already had one here. He's putting one there. It's not good. Go deeper inside. Get more deep vision, right? Don't just put it there. There's no need for that. He's just walking around mindlessly. There's no point walking around like this. He could have been sitting closer to here. So imagine this, right? He went down sitting here. Right now, Jax is stronger than Yorick. Jax have a ward. He can always get out by ward jumping. He's completely safe. By sitting here, he's closer to bottom. He can see if they ward around. He can see if Yorick ward decides to ward over this wall, whatever, he gets more vision. And also he's closer to mid. So if something happens, there are 3 people here versus 3 people. It's a high chance of a fight happening. Something happens, he can move quicker. Now he's all the way down here for no reason. Doesn't have pressure on the Yorick he's already stronger than. And doesn't have pressure anywhere in the map. So basically, he's stronger than the opponent and gives up all his pressure. He might be looking to TP right now. He's not even looking to TP. He's just looking to farm. Yeah, well, maybe he was looking to TP. I don't know. He didn't actually do it, so whatever. He's gonna push now, but this was a major problem. It was actually really bad, I think. He gave up way too much pressure for no reason at all. He pushes in now. That's the right play. He's gonna go for the tower. I would even TP mid potentially because they have a free mid tower. If he does, like imagine that TP mid, free mid tower. Instead, he's going for the bottom tower. He plays a lot about himself. He focuses mainly on himself in this game. If you look throughout the whole game, which is bad because they had a free mid tower. These are chunk it super duper hard. Sure, he gets the bottom tower, but this tower is super easy to get anyways. It's not a high priority tower, right? It's a very low priority tower that you'll always get. So you don't need to focus on much. He's going in to get some vision, play safe. The dual lane's there, that's fine. He's gonna try and get the blue buff, that's fine. He doesn't have the ward jump now, which is a problem because he just places his ward. I don't think this ward was worth placing because he needs to keep it for the ward jump. In case other people come, he can always just jump over here, get out, right? And then he can place the ward afterwards. So I think that's a small mistake, not a big one, but could have been better. Steering the crab, which is perfect. He doesn't need to go bottom yet. He will probably start running towards bottom so he can counter push it. But he doesn't need to be there early. It doesn't matter if he takes 10 seconds or 15 seconds. So he can still look for plays. There's not an option for plays, so he's not going to do that. But he's going to look for the double gums instead, which is completely fine, right? Because you got good time to go bottom. He cleans them, and then he goes bottom. He pushes out. Pretty standard. Smashed out. And then he's going to group towards his team. Okay, he keeps pushing because the team fought and won. He doesn't need to group. Why is he basing? He does not need to base right now. This is bad. Alright, first of all, I'll teach you guys something. If your team is currently winning, you do not base. So there's two people down here. That's great. No problem. He doesn't need to fight Yorick, but he needs to keep the enemies busy. Because top is winning. This side of the map is winning. They already got one kill. They have one kill dead. If Eswell wasn't dead, I think this base is completely fine. No problem. But Eswell is dead. You don't base. Oh, it almost cancelled him. Oh, the ghoul team came into the base. Cool. But yeah, there's no reason for him to base there. I don't think it's very good. Again, he doesn't buy pink ward. He should have bought a pink ward again. There's no reason not to. Now he's going to pressure out. He's going to fight Yorick, actually. I don't think there's a point in this. Again, he does the exact same mistake we talked about in the beginning. I'm not going to show it again because I'm afraid it's going to crash. But basically, you fight the Yorick, save your E to mitigate damage, and don't save your E to stun people. He just stuns this guy instantly. But the Yorick isn't even running, right? There's no point to stun him. So essentially what he's doing is just making his own fighting worse by trying to catch the Yorick and kill the Yorick so hard that he ends up dying. But he didn't even need to try and catch the Yorick because Yorick wasn't running, you know? He didn't need to use his E at all like that. He jumps on Yorick, can't get away from the gold, and then he fights Yorick straight up without a stun. There's no point. You will lose. Fight optimally. Always look to fight in the optimal way. It's all about discipline right now. Because at this point, he cost his team. First of all, Syndra had to go bottom and hold. So they're using two people bottom because he fucked up. He's stronger than Yorick and fucks up. Then his team dies in the mid lane, potentially because Syndra isn't there. Right? It's 2 for 1. So they lost 3 kills, potentially only because of Jax's one mistake of dying. Stupidly. And that's only because he used his stun too early. The E, right? Instead of mitigating damage, he used it to try and kill the person. And if you're too focused on kills, you will mostly just end up dying like a fool. And now everybody died, actually. This could all have been a snowball effect of Jax fucking up, you know. I'm not saying it's his fault they all died. But I'm saying it could potentially lead to a snowball effect. You don't have control over your teammates in solo queues. So sometimes, one little mistake like the one Jax did, makes the whole team die. It's very possible it's all essentially due to him, you know. Not his fault, but it could be the cause. Going top, pushing out, that's fine. I do think he should be bottom though. Being top with teleport when Baron is up, not so smart. I don't even think there's a dragon up. So yeah, there's no point in him being top. It's really, really poor map management. Maybe he just went there for the CS. He gets the tower, which is nice. But it's the worst. It's not the good map management, basically. His team gets caught. He's just split pushing, that's fine. He's TPing down. I would not TP here necessarily. I didn't see the situation, but actually it's good TP. Never mind, dude. I thought his team already lost the fight because one of his teammates was dead. Which is why I said you should be careful about the TP, due to the fact that if your team is already losing the fight, then you can't just necessarily TP, because then you will do more by pushing. He's chasing really hard. This is okay. If you look at this fight, he died there because he used his Q again. But if you look at this fight, the first thing he did, then he fought the Yorick. Okay, I'll just go back. If it crashes, whatever, so be it. Okay, it didn't crash. Sweet. Alright, let's look at the fight this time. Because this time he fights Yorick the proper way. He jumps in Yorick. That's okay, whatever. He doesn't use E yet. He doesn't even have E, so that's maybe lucky, right? He uses E to avoid the ghoul damage. Look here. He avoids all the damage. That's great. Jumps on him. This is fine. Everything was fine except for the flash. I think it was a bit greedy. Then now, don't jump before you have your E back up. There, he made the mistake, right? It's a free kill. You just keep walking, and then you jump once the E is back up. That's what he had to do. Keep playing it consistent. Now he's dead because he made the mistake, right? But he had a free kill. Just an improper use of mechanics. You want to use the mechanics properly. It's very, very important. And I just want to show you guys that he did it really good the first time, and then he fucked up the second time and ended up dying. And if you actually look at Jax's stats, 2-2-2, he haven't done much for the team, as we've been saying. That's been the cause of this game, right? He haven't really done much for the team. He should have done more TPs and so on. But every single kill or death that Jax have, every single death is because of his improper use of mechanics. He should have had 0 deaths and 2 more kills. But he just used his E badly, both times. And we discussed this at level 1, you know, before the game even started. How do you fight Yorick? Like this. And then you just keep doing that. Unless you're 100% sure you're going to kill Yorick the other way, you keep doing it. There he did it good with the stun. I'll speed it up, sorry about that. He did good, but the problem is Yorick is too strong at this point. He's not going to just win him that easily. He's going to keep fighting, but I think Yorick will win this one. Not sure. Yeah, Yorick wins it. This is a close one, right? Could have gone either way, ish. But Yorick is just too strong at this point. And that's because he died 2 times to him stupidly. That's a really big thing. His team is still winning. His team is carrying, so it's not really going to be a problem. Jax will be fine. He's going to be farming this. He's going to go bottom. This game seems to be ending in the next team fight, so nothing should really be happening. I don't think Jax is going to be able to do much to finish the game off anything. He's going to group with the team because, well, this winner. Alright, so basically what he needs to do at this point, because the game ended, we'll just talk about that. He needs to start grouping the team because he already found out he cannot beat Yorick. He died to Yorick 3 times. He's not going to beat the Yorick. So, even then he played perfect the last time he lost, right? So he needs to push in or try to push and then group with the team. Or if he gets pushed by Yorick because Yorick is stronger, he saves TPs and tries to look for TP plays. Anyways, that was a Jax vs Yorick game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, let's play some solo queue now.